It's been almost a year since the Moto X was released last August. Motorola was set to bring something different to the market, focusing more on customization, a pure Android experience, and the fact that the phone was made in America. The Moto X was never meant to be a spec junkie's phone, but instead a fashion accessory that ran Android well. Now, 1 year later, is the Moto X still relevant? Should you buy this phone even though the Moto X Plus One is rumored to be available in August or September? And how much has changed since last August? This is a look at the Moto X 1 year later. The Moto X is a dual-core phone living in a quad-core world. Many of its competitors last year and now run on Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 or 801 processors, while the Moto X uses a Snapdragon S4 Pro. But does that really matter? Not so much. The Moto X is practically free of any bloatware and pretty much runs stock Android. Opening and switching from app to app is pretty smooth, and gaming is fairly smooth too. Real World Racing 3 by EA was smooth for the most part, only dropping frames here and there. And thanks to its super contrasty AMOLED display, colors in the video game really popped. Speaking of the display, it measures at 4.7 inches from corner to corner and boasts a resolution of 720 by 1280. Yes, those numbers are average compared to the Quad HD LG G3, but the Moto X's display is still sharp, eliminating jagged edges around letters. I would say that to my eyes, the display gives off a rather yellowish tint, and when scrolling on web pages, I found a little motion blur effect coming from the words on the screen. But the display is fairly good nonetheless. The Moto X and a few other Droid devices on Verizon have access to a Motorola exclusive feature called Active Display. Active Display can be downloaded from the Google Play Store and is found hiding in the settings menu on the device. When turned on, Active Display provides the user with quick, at-a-glance notifications that only light up certain pixels to help save battery life. If a text message or a notification comes in, the display will pulse like a notification light. Simply pressing down on the icon brings up a detailed view of the notification. Swiping up will take you straight to the message. Swiping down just simply unlocks the phone. But swiping to the left or right keeps the phone locked and stops the notification from pulsing. Active Display also uses the phone's proximity sensor and accelerometer to guess when you're about to interact with the device. Simply taking the phone out of your pocket or picking it up and sitting on a still surface triggers the Active Display screen, allowing for a simple swipe down to unlock the phone. Personally, I love this feature. It is simple, yet intuitive, and it made me forget that I wish that the power button was located below the volume buttons. Motorola Connect is another Moto exclusive feature and a pretty cool one for those that use Chrome. Just update the Motorola Connect app on the device and download the Chrome extension on your computer. Sign in with the same Google account and everything is ready to go. When a text message is received on a phone, a notification shows up on your computer. Clicking on the notification brings up the entire conversation, allowing you to type in a reply. All other conversations show up in the left sidebar of the window. The phone's battery life and connection strength also show up on the bottom left of the window. The Moto X also comes preloaded with Motorola Assist. Moto Assist is a helpful little program that just received an update on July the 8th. Users can set up a sleep time within the app, and the phone will silence all incoming text messages and phone calls during those set hours. The meeting mode also silences your phone and can send auto-reply text messages when you're in a meeting to missed calls from contacts saved as favorites. Driving mode and the new home mode allow you to easily go hands-free and use your voice to answer calls and send text messages.
Good afternoon. New text from Sis. To hear it, say listen.
Listen.
Sis said, the Moto X is still awesome. To reply to Sis, say send text.
Send text.
What's your message?
I know, right?
I think you said, I know right. Is that correct?
Yes.
Awesome. I'll send that now.
I found these features to be helpful, but if you listen to music loudly in your car, then driving mode won't be of much help. At $349 off contract for 16 gigabytes, the Moto X is a phone that I can still recommend to most. The Moto X runs Android very well and provides a number of features that won't have you wishing you bought the latest from HTC, Samsung, or LG. Okay, Google now. The phone feels solid and its size works for me. While I may not be a fan of the quality of the screen, I can look past that thanks to its ease of use and great battery life. If you're looking for a phone that works well, is customizable, and is affordable, then I can definitely recommend this phone. But if you constantly play graphically intense games and want the latest specs, then wait for the Moto X Plus 1 or pick up a G3.